they were talking about Xbox because they just did a partner showcase, essentially an Xbox Direct, a state of play for Microsoft. And in a lot of ways, it was very, very bad. This was a very strangely bad one. Now,
it was bad.
Xbox has done a lot of bad showcases.
You mean PlayStation? What are you talking about, bro? You had me with this one, man. See, this is the problem of being a fanboy. You can't look at things rationally. Now, mind you, I'm not disagreeing with you. To me, it was really bad. But at the end of the day, at least, the vast majority of those games are going to Game Pass Ultimate. If you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, those 20 games that you people seen is 20 more games added to your subscription service. Now, me, as a person that likes to buy his games, there just wasn't really that many. I'm going to just be honest with y'all. But at the end of the day, if you're a Game Pass subscriber and you're paying $30 a month, I mean, I still think Microsoft should do more. I mean, I don't know how Microsoft's charging $30 and yet we still getting games like Super Meat Boy and 2D Indies, bro. I'm sorry, that's not why I picked up my Series X. Oh, they're good quality games. Well, listen, I can play games like that on my Sega Genesis, okay? I want some more demanding games. Okay, I'm paying, well, I'm not really paying currently, but if I'm paying more money for Game Pass Ultimate, I expect bigger games to come to the service. Oh, I thought you was an Xbox fanboy. I'm unsubscribing. Go ahead, because nobody told you Xbox fanboys I was a fan of Xbox anyway. I'm a rational gamer, and I'm going to call it the way I see it. So if you have a problem, well, see your way out of here, because this is a channel for real gamers. Not fanboys.
They've done some that are incredibly good. Back when E3 existed, usually Xbox was the one doing the best presentations about what's cool and upcoming. But this one, they showed 20 games.
Yeah.
5 of them looked halfway decent. 2 looked really, really good. This was a bad show. I mean,
so that's about 7 games out of 20. I mean, that is not that bad. I mean, if you look at it from the grand scheme of things, and the fact that either 5 or 7 of those games coming to Game Pass Ultimate is even more of a reason why people should still stay subscribed to the service. And the funny thing is, I guarantee you're buying at least 5 or 7 of those games on PlayStation. So I don't see where you're complaining about. At the end of the day, I do think it was a bad showcase, but to me, it seems like you're just upset that these games are coming to Game Pass and you got to go out there and single-handedly pay for every single one of them. That's just what I'm getting.
Straight up, every comment is saying, why did they do this? I have to say that one of the weirdest things about Xbox right now is that nothing really says, here's why you should have an Xbox. Every game they showed today is coming to PlayStation 5. It's going to be better on a PlayStation 5.
Oh, here we go.
Is best on
here
PC.
We go. And does it have Xbox Play Anywhere? Oh! Can I play it on PC? Can I play it on my console? Can I play it on the ROG? Exactly, the freedom. On top of solidifying your purchase of buying these games solely on Xbox in favor of buying these games on PlayStation, which we all know is going to be carried to the Xbox through PC, the Xbox PC. So we all know that, because that's why Microsoft is advertising it. So to me, it just solidifies more of the purchase, because I have more value with what I can do with the games that I'm buying, unlike the games on PS5. But like I said, man, when you're a fanboy, you can't look at things rationally. Like I said, I'm agreeing with you. I thought it was personally bad. I mean, Serious Sam didn't really look, it had this mobile aesthetic vibe. So I'm like, what is this, bro? This is not Serious Sam. Are you serious?
Right? Because this seems like a pretty big showcase. Wow. Listen. I
mean, when you start seeing games like Frog Squad, Bluey, Microsoft, listen, I'm not paying an additional $10 a month to play games like that, bro. Now, Alien Deathstorm, that's a good one. Stranger Than Heaven. I'm sorry, I think I said Stranger from Heaven. That's a good one. And it got the Fate one, even though it's just another Souls game. I mean, listen, I do think this was a solid showcase if you're a Game Pass subscriber, in my personal opinion. Artificial Detective looked pretty interesting. There's a few fluff games, a few fluff indies in there. Let me see. Wuthering Waves looked pretty good. Serious Sam was kind of Super Meat Boy is obviously a good game, even though I threw it in there as a joke reference. But there is quite a few solid games here. You know what I mean? You got Vonto, this fake Blasto-looking ordeal. I mean, when you look at it from the grand scale, and then Hunter the Reckoning, there's a lot of new games coming to the subscription service. Which, yeah, even though they might be on PlayStation, but you're getting all this through one subscription service on Xbox, while you're still buying every game on PlayStation and also paying to play these PlayStation games online. So at the end of the day, Microsoft is still showing that they're the best to play the vast majority of these third-party games.
In fact, some of these are actually coming to Game Pass. Most of these aren't the games I would want.
And that is what saved it. That's what saved it. If these games weren't coming to Game Pass, then I have to tell you that, like, yeah, that was pretty bad. You know, I mean, you got Stranger Than Heaven. That's a good one. Alien Deathstorm. That's a good one. You got the Musho, even though it's another Dark Souls type of ordeal. That's a good one. Super Meat Boy. That's a good one. Withering Waves. That's a good one. Hades 2. That's a good one. Now, Bluey's and Frog Squad. I don't know what. I got kids, man. We're going to play Frog Squad. I mean, damn. King Thrash must have made this game. Froggo. Now we got Frog Squad. Oh, man. Coming to Game Pass, bro. I can't believe King Thrash put all his money for this. He made his game multi-plat.
Playing Game Pass, but hey, look, they're all there. You know, real quick before we go deeper into this, let's thank the sponsor of this video, Fume. We're now a couple months into 2026, and I know, yep, what are you doing?
I mean, look.
An alien death storm.
I mean, coming to Game Pass, like I said, man, that is pretty impressive, regardless if it comes to PS5 or not. These are all games that can be accessed through the very own Xbox Game Pass subscription service. You guys keep saying that good games ain't coming to it, but yet we got a game like this coming. Oh, but I could buy it on PS5. Okay, well, they have the option of playing it through a subscription service. It is what it is. Like I said, if it wasn't for Game Pass, yes, this would have been pretty bad in my honest opinion. But Game Pass saved this whole partner showcase. I forgot about this one.
Literally, like individual little triangles connected together like these big death robots that were specifically targeting the kids.
These are all games that people would have to buy on PlayStation 5, and Xbox gamers get this through all one subscription service. So yes, even though I wasn't as impressed with this, at the end of the day, I'm going to look at it rationally. Okay? That's just what it is, man. If you're a Game Pass subscriber, oh, you eating good. You got a lot of games to look forward to. You do, personally.
A lot. They do a lot of good stuff. But this project seems much bigger budget than some of their other games. I think that the Yakuza games are good, but a lot of times they recycle locations, they recycle assets, character models, and stuff, and it makes it so that you can really crank them out. The stories of those games, the mini games, the combat is very fun.
Well, I like the fact that I think you can have vehicles. I mean, this looks probably more ambitious than any other Yakuza game we've ever seen.
Those Yakuza games.
And like I said, coming to Game Pass.
This seems like their biggest budget project. It takes place over the course of 5 separate time periods, essentially trying to take over the mob in 1913, 1920. This looks fantastic. Stranger Than Heaven gets a wild new trailer, entirely new broadcast coming on May 6th. Overall, I would give the entirety of this presentation, I would give it a 4 out of 10.
What? Bro, you gotta at least give a point for every single game now. A 4 out of 10. See, listen, I'm not here disagreeing and saying that the showcase was all that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it wasn't bad. But this is at least a solid 7. You gotta give a point for every single game there. Stranger from Heaven, Dirty Fate, that robot looking game. Are you kidding me? The more and more I keep talking about Alien Deathstorm. What's the other one? Withering Waves. All on Game Pass. There's another one. There's obviously a few other ones that I'm just missing. That's already 5 points already, man. And then you got all these other games for the fluff. Yo, come on. Through Game Pass? Come on, bruh. Come on, bro. I mean, like I said, the only reason why, guys, because I'm just sick and tired of a lot of the same tropes. Serious Sam looks pretty mediocre, but it's nice that it's on Game Pass. At least I can at least try it. But like I said, man, if it wasn't for Game Pass, if this was a partner showcase that they just showed with no Game Pass, I'd be out here saying it was complete trash. But the fact that they're coming to Game Pass, people don't have to single-handedly just buy the game. They can try them out as they come to the service. I think it was a pretty solid showcase. I really do, because I'm looking at it rationally. Even if I'm not a huge fan of any of these games, I still have to look at things from the perspective of others. And there's still a lot of games at Hades 2. I'm trying to think. There's another game, the robot game, not Frog Squad, but I'm just saying. Hold on, let me see if I can see the whole list. Hold on. Let's really break it down for what it is. Hunter the Reckoning, that's a good one. Withering Waves, That's a good one. I think it's Expanse, is it? I don't know. Expanse, that's a good one. Stranger Than Heaven, that's a good one. Super Meat Boy, that's a good one. Alien Deathstorm, that's a good one. That's 6. Artificial Detective, I think that's 7. I think that's it right there. That's a good one. Hades 2, that's a good one. And then the dirty, what is it called? The Dirty Fate game, Musho, whatever. That's a good one. If you count every single one of the solid games as 1 point, that's a 9 out of 10. Everything else is just a bonus. I'm just saying, man, I'm just trying to keep things in perspective. I'm just trying to be rational for the gamers that did like what they seen. And like I said, if you're a Game Pass Ultimate member, you got a lot of games looking to look forward to, especially on top of what Xbox is providing for you. All right? Like I said, I just wasn't a huge fan. I'm going to stay to that. Like I said, it is what it is, man. But even though it shows you that, guys, that even when I don't like something, I can still be rational and still think about the perspective of others. But hopefully you guys enjoy this video, man. The more and more I think about it, the better and better it's starting to sound, because you start looking at the games and what they've offered. Yes, when I've seen it live, I was like, yeah, this is kind of trash, because I'm looking at it from like any of these games I want to play. Not really, not necessarily. But there is a lot of new titles, which are also dropping on all platforms, being dropped day and day on Game Pass Ultimate. And that is something that you guys cannot take away. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, take care. Peace out.